Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Jets and the Baltimore Ravens. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 180! 54! 11. Hey, alert! Alert! 54! Mike 54!
Now a first-time 1,000-yard rusher from the season ago, it's Derrick Henry. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, you know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run. Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Three and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he's caught on his sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. On 4th down on is Colby Wadman now to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So well done there, and these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do, and now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Now a carry by the 3rd-year man. This is Austin Eckler, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Throwing on 2nd down. Mayfield into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dylan Cole, and he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Derrick Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
11.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud.
And nothing but daylight ahead. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
One, Omaha. Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
Now it's Henry. And an alley to run. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. It's a big run there by Henry. 54 yards.
At the 6-yard line.
Here we go. 180.
They run with David Montgomery, the third-round pick from Iowa State. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Thirteen.
54 is Mike.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. From 4 yards out. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. An out route there for the score. A quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands. Knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Throwing, Mayfield. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the play.
Baltimore, first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Running on first down, Eckler. The tackle made that time by Bryce Callahan. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
From the 27, Mayfield going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. They begin with Henry. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Jet first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side, and that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 44 yards.
You had to figure they'd take a shot downfield on 3rd and long, so the old cliche came into mind right away for me. Who wants it more? You always hear about receivers, you hear about their hands, their moves, their speed. How about the positioning and the desire to go get that one out of the air?
And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 20-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll toss it to Henry. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Here we go. 180. 54. Here we go. 21. 54, Mike. 54, Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. It was Breeland Speaks getting home to the quarterback that time.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he's going to go down again. Marcus Davenport in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Here's Garoppolo to throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Get that quarterback at all costs.
Mayfield on the screen. This is Eckler. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. He finds his target, Fuller, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
You got to be ready on 133.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And he finds Howard complete.
We play to win. Let's go.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Going on the ground with Eckler. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
25. Tail 133. Sharp 6'6". Pull it high. Hurry, hurry.
Here is Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. And he'll get in! Touchdown, Baltimore! Kalen Ballage, his 4th touchdown on the year. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime.
14. Jets, 13.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Here we go.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal, give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10.
21. Here we go.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. 54 Mike. 54 Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. He wants it all for the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I'm here all day. Check 37. Check 37. Run, run, run. Alert, alert. Alert, alert. Check, 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 check. General West. Watch, watch.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this 3rd down.
Hey, let's go, let's go. Calm, calm. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me. He's coming. Run, run, run. He's coming. Double up. I got you.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep, Danny Amendola. That's taken on the 25. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Mayfield. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a two-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll run it again with Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Here we go. Check, check. Walk 54. Walk 13. 13.
Garoppolo now. He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down.
Right. Here we go. Here we go. By 20. Bandit. 12, fellas. Here we go.
Running from the gun with Henry. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Add this game to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst.
Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Derrick Henry with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Jets have once again taken the lead.
Well, we got a little bit of everything on that run. Offensive line creating some space, but how about the guy running behind his pads into the end zone?
What does that mean when a guy says running behind his pads?
It means that he's going to be a physical runner. That way he's able to use his shoulder pads, his forearms, anything to ward off people. The power is way forward.
And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Point it right.
Mayfield to throw it. He's got Fuller. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, That route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Check. Crunch. Real.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. Man open, that's Robert Foster complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They'll run here with Eckler. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Guys, game situation. Let's go.
From the 41, Mayfield. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 23.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
180. Watch the curve. He's crashing. Pistol. He's checking. Greystone, travel.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Blue draw Porker.
Once more, here's Eckler. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
A give, Eckler running to the right. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Toss play to Ballage. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Mayfield. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Hey, let's get in that hole. Flag! 54. Hey, Charlie. Squeeze, double. 54.
And the busy night for Henry continues. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
The Jets on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And it's complete. Hooper. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. This is Henry. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Again, it's Henry. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
I hope you got your rest, 'cause I'm about to take you to school. 11, 52. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Go.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's good for 28 yards.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Henry. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Ravens.
Here we go. 180. 54. Here we go. 21.
Running the sweep with McLaurin. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
We own them. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. To throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So they went for the 6, didn't get it. Now the call has to be for 3.
I agree with you. I know the competitive instinct says, let's go ahead and take another shot, but you took it already. Go ahead now, get the field goal.
Big kick right there to give him the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
Here we go.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Stick!
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he'll find Hall. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now Just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught inside the 5. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 47 yards. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Check, check, walk 54. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll give Henry another shot. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Derrick Henry in the final minute. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute. Back to throw, Garoppolo. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. 1 possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. Mayfield to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. 51, 51. Oh, you got deep.
Here's Mayfield. He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Point it right, point it right, point it right.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Intended for John Ross. Incomplete.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Tackles, tackles.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Larry Ogunjobi, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Down to a knee goes Garoppolo, and that ought to do it.
Tonight's final score